This is the third video in a series on how to diagnose and repair Whirlpool and Kenmore dryers that won't start. This will be dealing with the start switch testing and replacement. Safety first, so always disconnect power before servicing any electrical appliance. This is the back of a Kenmore dryer, and either Kenmore, Whirlpool makes the Kenmore brand. So it covers a lot of different dryers that Whirlpool makes. There's screws on the back panel that hold that panel on the back of the console. They're 1/4 inch. Just remove all of them. There's 6 of them. And once you get all 6 of those screws removed, that panel will just come right off the back. So don't let it fall. Go ahead and catch it. It has sharp edges all around it, so make sure you're careful not to cut yourself when handling these sharp-edged panels. The start switch is where the push button is on the front of the panel, on the back side of it. First thing I'm going to do is remove the wires from it. And then I'm going to go ahead and take the knob off the front too. Well, I'm going to do the test first. So go ahead and get your ohm meter, and on the 2-wire style start switch, you'll want to go ahead and connect 1 lead to each terminal and have your ohm meter set on a low setting. Now this one tested good. As you can see, when I would push the button on the front, I would get a reading on my ohm meter, so that's a good one. I'm going to test one here. This one is bad. As you can see, when I push the button, the display doesn't change. It stays as I open. So this is a bad switch here. So since this one's bad, I'm going to give you a close-up view of it, of what I'm going to do to remove it. I'm going to have to lift that tab up at the top of the switch using a flat blade screwdriver. Just gently lift it up just enough to where it'll clear the hole that it recesses in. Then turn it about 1/8 of a turn counterclockwise, and then it'll just pull right out. Of course, you have to have the knob off to do this, so make sure you've pulled the knob off. You'll see me on the video here. I'm going to go ahead and take the knob off. It just pulls straight up and off, and then you set it aside. And then, like I said, go ahead and get a flat blade screwdriver and lift the little arm there out of its hole, and then turn it counterclockwise, and it'll just pull straight out. Now this is a 2-wire terminal one here. I'm going to show you at the end of this video how to test a 3-wire as well. So to install the new one, just go ahead and line it up just like the other one was when it came out, and then turn it the 1/8 of a turn back clockwise, that tab will just snap in place, and then reinstall the knob. And if you want to verify that this one's good, you can go ahead and hook up the ohm meter to it as well and test your new one. But obviously, being that it's new, it should work without any problems. You just push the button and you see that you're now getting a reading that it has continuity and it's good. So remember exactly where those wires came from. There was only 2, but you do want to make sure the wires go back in the same place. Reinstall the wires. And once you finish your repair, of course, you'll go ahead and reinstall the back panel. Just slide it in place, get the screws started, and then you can tighten them down. And they only need to be tightened very gently. These will very easily round out the plastic that they screw into. So about 4 foot-pounds on my power tool is what I'm setting it at. So you want to make sure that it's on a very low setting, or that you don't over tighten these, because they will strip very easily. Of course, once you get through tightening them, you can go ahead and plug it in and check it out. I'm going to go ahead and show you also on this the 3-wire style switch, which is another popular one or common one. And as you can see, there's 3 terminals, and I'm attaching my leads to the terminals that are facing each other at first. The middle one, when you depress the stem, is the one that sends power. This is a good switch here. As you can see, I'm getting continuity when I do to the middle. The side to side have a resistor built into it from the ones that are opposite each other. So on one terminal going to the middle one, you'll get the resistance reading. On the other one, you'll get a complete continuity with a 0 reading, which is good in both cases. Now straight across from it, You should always have the resistance reading whether you push the stem in or it's out. It doesn't matter. It should still get the same resistance reading. So that's a good one. If you don't have resistance, it's bad when you are connected to the middle terminal to one of the sides when you depress the stem, and that would indicate that that would be a bad switch. Thank you and good luck with your repair.